So my hair isn't like completely braided. I still have lots to go. But I decided to come on here with a very special message. Social media is not that deep. Hey, welcome back to us, to you, to me, to we. Well, that was terrible. It should have just been you, me, us, but I wanted it to rhyme. Okay, that was weird. Awkward intro aside, I'm back. I'm Towani. Towani's me, and today we're talking about the internet, social media. I was working when I still worked in a bookstore. I was working one day, and there was this book that called out to me because I don't know. And then I looked inside, and the chapters looked very interesting. So as I was reading, I got it particularly for one chapter, and then this chapter was also very interesting. I don't agree completely with the writer's sentiments, but here I am making a video because I agreed with some of them and I thought it was an interesting read. Anyhow, today we're talking about the internet and social media. Why am I speaking so fast? I'm not going anywhere. I just got here. Yeah. Today I'm going to talk about, this is sort of a rant video, conversation video, whatever. And then the next video I'm doing is more about social media and how the habits I'm forming around it. And then the other video is like general wellness. And yeah, I have this planned out, so I'm not going anywhere until I post all of them. So post a green heart for this video. So I was thinking about how much influence the internet has on our lives. I mean, I can only speak about social media because that's the corner of the internet that I choose to live on. But a couple of years ago, literally just a couple of years ago, I'll say, what year are we in? 2021. So what was 5 years ago? I'll go with 7 years ago because I can do sevens. So just 2014. It's very interesting to see like the differences between how we used social media then and how we use social media now. I was thinking about it because thank you, COVID, for trapping us inside yet again. I looked at my screen time and the amount of time I've spent on literally everything, every app, sorry, is a lot. I spend a lot of time on social media. And I know that. I've always known that. Because even in 2014 itself, I spent a lot of time on Facebook. Facebook was fun. Remember Facebook, y'all? Remember? I mean, Facebook still exists, but remember Facebook when Facebook was Facebook. Oh, it was a good time. But yeah, it's so interesting how much higher the stakes are with social media now. Because when I think back to high school, it was I mean, it's very interesting. I've said interesting so many times. Anyhow, I was thinking about it because there are these photos where people are chained to their phones. I hate them with a burning passion. But that's who a lot of us are now. And it's not like, I mean, we kind of have a choice. You can literally just choose not to participate. Simply do not participate. But a lot of us are chained to our phones, sort of, because that's the metaphor, I guess, of the picture. So I started this video by saying social media isn't that deep. And I said that on purpose because I'm trying to do like a mindset shift. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that social media isn't like relevant or important, because there's some people whose livelihoods are based on social media, or people who are able to live the way that they do because of social media, which I think is really cool. But the reason I say it's not that deep is because I feel like once we start to treat it like it's not that deep, once I start to treat it like it's not that deep, I think it can go back to being fun. So this is like basically make social media fun again. I think that sounds good. Facebook was fun. People would just post whatever and like filters and like stickers on pictures. It was just a good time. But then again, maybe it's because we were children. I feel like it was fun for the adults too, because they loved Facebook maybe even more than we did, because the adults didn't know why the kids were on Facebook. They'd be like, no, you're children, you know? And quite right, I enjoy Instagram, I enjoy Twitter, I love TikTok. I just feel like it's not the same as before, which I think is interesting. Anyways, so I was thinking about that, and then I started thinking about FOMO, because where did FOMO come from, you know? I remember in my first year, this video is a lot of me reminiscing basically. So when I was in my first year, my first semester, I had class from Monday to Saturday, and all my classes were in the morning. So it kind of sucked because people would be like weekending and I couldn't weekend. I was allowed to weekend, I guess. I just couldn't because I had class, and then Sunday was the only day I rested, and it was terrible. No, it was great. First year, first semester me, her grades were amazing. She should resurrect for the next semester. But yeah, no, at that point in my life, like when I just got here and I would see people weekending and all that, it wasn't a big deal. I thought it was really fun to watch. Like even now, I like watching people having a good time. But I only started to think of it as, oh my gosh, I'm missing out, when I started seeing posts on the internet about people feeling like they were missing out, you know? I don't understand. I mean, I think I do. I feel like that messaging being out there puts those thoughts into our minds, because even the messaging of stop comparing your life to people's lives online, it's a great message, it's true, don't do that. But before that, I don't think I ever in my life thought, oh wow, Cristiano Ronaldo has a Ferrari, I don't have a Ferrari. You know, like never before did I compare what was going on or what was not going on in my life to what was happening in another person, a stranger's life. I found that, like, I did not think of it. And then seeing constant messaging of, yeah, stop comparing, blah, 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 is what put it into my head. And it was, I think that's where FOMO came from. Anyhow, so I was thinking about that, and then I came across, I think I was on Reddit, I don't know, but people were talking about how other people use social media, and I thought it was hilarious. I think it's hilarious the takes that people have on other people's lives. Like the takes that people have on other people's lives are pretty interesting, because I think it's I think it's a pressure to stress yourself over decisions that other people choose to make, because it's not benefiting you and they're going to continue making the decisions that they make. So why are you so pressed? Anyhow, so I was thinking about it, and then I started thinking about when people would talk about how everything online was fake and fake people on the internet. And yeah, there are some fake people on the internet. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fake person on the internet. But it was interesting how that morphed into, you know, people only share the highlights on their socials. And I was thinking about it, like, why in the world would you want to share every single part of your life with a stranger? They're a stranger. They don't need to know that. They really don't. And if that person were to say that to that stranger, wouldn't they think, why are you telling me this? I would. I sure as heck would. So I don't understand why people go on and on about how people are only showing you the highlights on social media. Why in the world do you feel entitled to, what's the opposite of highlight? Low light? Low dark? I don't know. Why would you feel entitled to knowing a stranger's entire story? You know? See, now the thing is, I don't want to blame anybody for just posting the highlights, because at the end of the day, what did I say? Social media is not that deep. At the end of the day, I feel like it's your social media. It's your platform. So if you're comfortable sharing the non-highlights with strangers, go ahead and do it. Don't let other people stop you from doing it. I just think it's very annoying for someone to make comments about something that belongs to someone else, something that they have no power to change, you know? And then it got me thinking about how the internet isn't just people. It's literally a marketplace. People are trying to sell us on things all the time. People are trying to sell us on lifestyles, trying to sell us Amazon finds that just make sense. So it's very interesting the amount of influence that it has, especially considering that it wasn't as accessible just a couple of years ago. I just think it's interesting how new things become part of our daily lives. In this case, the new thing is social media, which isn't that new, but like still. So I was thinking about how much of a role it plays in our lives, how it influences our decisions. And I think it's a very interesting discussion to have. I know this video was all over the place. It was just me putting out a bunch of thoughts, because my next video tackles how I try to stay not overwhelmed, especially because everything is within reach. Like, everything is within reach. So it's very overwhelming because a lot of things happen. How do you pronounce this word? A lot of things happen. Is it Sim or Sim? Anyhow, a lot of things happen, and unfortunately in the world that we live in, a lot of bad things happen at the same time. So in the same day that you will hear of a robbery or I'm trying to think of things, like, I know everything is sad, but I'm not trying to think of very sad things. Okay, so in the very same day that you'll hear of, say, an armed robbery, you hear about an accident, you hear about an explosion somewhere. Like, you hear about so many things at the same time, and it gets overwhelming. And then in that same day, you're going to see people living an amazing life, living lavish, having a great time. And in that same day, you're going to hear people telling you, you mustn't compare your life to other people's lives. After you've seen very sad things and very exciting things, you'd obviously want to admire the very exciting things. And then there's also, in the very same day when you've received all of that information, you hear people telling you you're doing too much on social media. And then you hear people telling you you're not doing enough on social media. So that's why I'm trying to reframe my mindset and just like tell myself that it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Will I be leaving social media? No, I don't think so. I don't think I can handle it, because as overwhelming as it is, I do enjoy it. But right now I'm just trying to think of it as not that deep, just so that I can find enjoyment in it. The same amount of enjoyment that I had in Facebook, I want to have in the other platforms. Anyhow, that was it. This was my all over the place video. I just really wanted to rant. I guess it wasn't really a rant. It was just me talking. So I'm now going to film the other video, which you should check out. Have a great day. Love and light. Bye.